Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my channel, MVC Stitcher. I'm Matt, and this is Augie, my corgi. And it is Friday, September 4th. I don't know why I went to June, but yeah. And it's been a week since I filmed my last video, a little less than a week than it's been up on the interwebs. But I felt I just wanted to make another video, and I have some more Stitchy progress and some haul and some stuff to show, so I felt like I would want to do it this week and not wait another week. So here we are. And as I am sitting here wanting to film a video in this spot, my dog always likes to get up on my lap apparently now. So we're going to like last time, he'll be here for a little bit and then he'll probably decide to get down. But we'll go ahead and get started with this. I want to say thank you to everybody for commenting and subscribing and doing all the things, the likes and everything. I appreciate it. I like seeing what you guys like to see in my videos and that kind of stuff. I know I've been saying I'll do a book video. I really will. I'm going to try to do it this weekend, and so hopefully that will go up after this one as well. My last video was really long, so it was over an hour and a half. This one will not take that long because I just don't have as much to say, hopefully. Well, I've got a lot to say, but I'll try to. I don't have as much stitching done or as many different projects, and I don't have as much haul, so it wouldn't. There just shouldn't be as much to go on about. But I did have one of the comments from last week was about. It's really, the glare is pretty bad, or at least it looks like that from what I can see, so you may not be able to see it. But there are 4 Latin quotes here in this frame that I have, and this is from Marcia Hedish, maybe saying that, or Marcia Hedish. I don't know. My pronunciation may be horribly wrong. I apologize if it is. But she was asking, I have Latin quotes behind my head, and would I mind explaining them? Sure, I love to talk. So this is actually, I bought, I framed these. They're not postcards, but they're like a little, they're like a greeting card. But I bought them at an exhibit at the Oklahoma City Art Museum in 2008. There was a traveling exhibit, which was the Roman art from the Louvre. And it was in Oklahoma City for several months, and I went a couple times. My undergrad degree is in history and classical languages, specifically Latin and Greek. More Latin than Greek. I don't remember much Greek, but I love Roman history. It's something that I was very interested in. At one point, that was my choice for my career, was to go that route. I went a different route after a while, and I do not regret it, but I still really love ancient history and Roman history. And so the book, this is the book from the art exhibit that you can buy like when those kind of traveling exhibits come through. I bought these 4 cards that are quotes and from Latin, they're in Latin, and I bought this book. So there was this, so the exhibit was all these Roman statues, some coins, I think there were some paintings and some like frescoes or something from different art from ancient Rome, but there was one that was like the most stunning. So this, I'm gonna show this picture here. This is a picture. This is a statue of the Roman Emperor Trajan, and when I saw this, may not be the best there. So when I saw this in person, the he's in like a Roman soldier's uniform, with like, this would be like a leather kind of skirt. There's lots of straps that are down here, and so this was just so well done. It was like the marble, like you could see it like moving. Like it was gorgeous. It was it just, when you see something like that for the first time, it was just amazing. So I really loved the exhibit. I went there a couple times. At the time I was in school in Norman, which is not that far from Oklahoma City, like a suburb. So I went there a few times with some different friends from school, and yeah, I loved it. But I bought these quote cards, and then put them in a frame, and I've had it since then. And so I'm not going to take it down because it's kind of hard to get up and down from it, but I will. Okay, I may, if you are seeing it, there is a picture in front of you of the, like a photo of it that I've taken, and you're seeing that. But I'm not sure if my editing skills are going to be able to do that. So if you're not seeing that, you can still see me. So there's 4 quotes, and the first one, which is out of frame, is Carpe Diem, which is Latin for seize the day. It is, well, I think it's, okay, I am gonna take this, we'll just do this. I should be able to get back up there. Yeah, okay, so it does need, it needs a little bit of adjusting, because I just kind of taped it in there, and this one's a little bit out of there. But, so it has, on the back, it has like who the author is that this comes from. And so this is from Horace, which is a Roman author and poet from between 65 BC to 8 BC, or BCE. And so it means seize the day. It's kind of the idea of, take charge and do what you can, that kind of thing. And then this next one is errare humanum est, and this means to err is human, which is a quote from Seneca, who was a Roman writer and politician, and he lived between 3 BC and 65 AD. So that is the early Republic period into the second real dynasty, and beyond that, well, I think so. And then this next one down here is memento vivere, which means remember to live. And there's not a author that it's attributed to, so it just says quote by unknown, and puts a picture of like a Roman fresco. So there's no like other information about this. And then this bottom one here at the bottom, it says podia sera quam nunquam, which means better late than never. So it's kind of like, I thought it was kind of funny. And so this is from Titus Livius, who was a Roman historian. I believe that is that's his Roman name. Well, and I think we call him Livy in most translations. So he lived between 59 BC to 17 AD. So most of these are contemporaries of each other, or there's at least some overlap if they're not contemporary. Seneca's probably the youngest, and he was born about 5 years before Horace died. So, but they are, so these were just 4 Roman or Latin quotes that they had on cards, and I decided to buy the 4 of them and put them together as a little art piece, and I put it up, I've hung it in my house, or where I've lived in my apartment or something like that when I was in school and all that. So I will get that hung back up at some point. But yeah, so that is that. And yeah, so if you have other questions or anything like that, I'm happy to talk about stuff. As you know, I tend to be a little verbose. But I will go ahead and get, oh, well, speaking of that, so if you didn't stick around to the end of my last video, there is an announcement and about a giveaway that I'm doing. So if that is something that you would like to participate in, go back there and watch it and comment on that video, not this one. I will do a random drawing on it, not this video, but in for my next Stitchy update, which will probably be in a week or two. So you still have some time if that is something that you are interested in doing. And so, first up, let's do some new starts. Okay, and this was not something I had a lot, I mean, I talked about it in my last video that I was planning to do this, so I did do it. This is the Owl Forest Embroidery 100 Owls Stitch Along. This is a free Stitch Along by Owl Forest Embroidery. It's available on their website for download. New sections are being released every Friday. And it's the same, like you re-download it, but the file's bigger and it has extra pages and everything more is revealed. So I have already got the one for this week, but I have not started it because I haven't finished the one from last week. So I just did a tiny little bitty start. This is the first part is this big circle, a wreath area, and then you've got an owl here in the middle, and then the new part that they released is right above here. There's two owls facing each other, and with some like other vines and stuff like that. So it's smaller than the first one. The first one I think is been said that it's the biggest or the most stitches in it than for any of the parts. But yeah, so I started this. This is on 40 count verdal in Treehugger by Brandy at Bestitchme. So the middle of the pattern is right here. This is blue. I just put it in there for now, and then I'll snip it out later. But I did this a couple of threads to build out some of the laurel, and then got the feet of the little claws of the owl here, and then started on, there's another little kind of flower there that's next to the owl this light green is kind of the closest one that's right here. It's the closest to the fabric, but I think it still definitely gives enough, it still stands out enough that I'm not worried about it. You'll still be able to see it, and it's not going to be a problem. I'm not going to change it at this point. So maybe in the future I might decide to change it, but I don't think, no, I'm not going to. Maybe I'll backstitch it if need be, but I don't think we're going to need to go that route. So I am pretty happy with this. I did go with 40 count for a couple reasons. One, I had this fabric and I didn't have to get something else. I don't have a whole lot of greens, which is something I probably should get some more of. But also the size of the pattern overall, it would have been pretty close on the borders if I did it on like 32 or 28. I have a few pieces of 28 or 14, and the like 18 count aida that I had, I don't think would have worked the size wise or anything like that. So but 40 count, I could get it on there and still have a good amount of border. So I decided to go that route so that I didn't have to, I could fit it on a fat quarter and there'll be still extra fabric that I can use for something else in the future. But yeah, so that's that one, and I'm just using the regular DMC floss that they call for. You can order floss from Alforest that is dyed and variegated, and it looks gorgeous. And yeah, but I just went with the DMC, and I had some of it and then bought some from Michael's to fill it out. So yeah. Okay, so that's number 1 of my new starts, and then my number 2 is another stitch along and another new start. So this is Dark Queen of the Seas. This is from Autumn Lane Stitchery, and in association with what is that? I don't know. Under the Sea Fabrics, Leslie. So I bought the fabric and bead pack and specialty thread pack from Leslie, which I showed that coming in last week, and also got another piece of her fabric. But I went with the Jobelan, and this is 32 count Jobelan, and the fabric for this, that special fabric that Leslie did, is called Bewitched. And it's got a purple and kind of a light green, blue, variegation to it. And so the first part came out Tuesday, September 1st, and I started it that day when I got home from work. Aaron and Cassandra are Autumn Lane Stitchery, and Aaron is the designer and Cassandra is the stitcher. And Aaron wanted to release it at a time when he would be awake in case there are questions or need answers or things like that. So it's not a midnight release. It was an 8 a.m. or I think, so yeah, I think I got around 9 a.m. So 8 a.m. his time release. So and they're in Utah. So I think it's mountain time there, probably, maybe. But yeah, they released it, and I started it that day, and so it's a 12-month stitch along, and it's starting September 1st, and once a month there will be a release of the section, and then after a year we will be done. But this is the center start. The center is somewhere in here. And the first part are 3 fish that are kind of like in the front of the pattern, and then there's some more stuff behind it. You can't really see the whole thing. There's kind of like a grayed out area, kind of like a watermark or something, like you can get an idea of where things are going to be, but you don't really know what all's in that spot. So the first part here is this fish, and then there's another fish here, and then one that's kind of over this way. So my goal is to do 1 fish a week, and then in the 4th week of the month, I will go back and do the eyeballs, and then there's some little back stitching. I mean, it's not very much at all at this point. I think Cassandra mentioned that there will be more at the end, but once we have the other stuff around it, because I think there's other things that are going to be around this, but they're doing it in phases so that we get it's digestible, you can still stitch on other things, and all that. So I am very happy with this. The pattern is also nice that when you get the first part, they show you only need this many colors. There's more in the pattern, the full chart, but you only need, I think it's 8 colors, maybe 9. It's not very many. And so I was able to plow through this fish pretty quickly, and yeah, so I met my goal within, I finished him Wednesday night, so he'll stay away until next week. I'm going to start him again, probably well, we'll see. Sometime next week I'll get the other fish. I think I'm going to do this one, and then the one over here, and then I'll go back and do the eyeballs and backstitch. And the main reason I'm not doing the eyeballs is just because I don't want to rethread the black, or it's like 3 of one color and 1 of the other, and I don't want to rethread that same floss, you know, 3 times, and when I could just do once and, you know, be done with it. So that's my plan, and I'll get the back stitch as well in there. And then in October, we'll get to see our next part, and I'm excited to see that. It's definitely, I'm liking the way, so far, I mean, this is only one part, but I'm liking the way it's broken up, and it's something that I can easily break up into, you know, manageable parts for me. I haven't done any other stitch along like from the beginning when it was actually like launching, and so, but I did when I stitched Hello Pumpkin, it was something that I broke it up in a way that made it kind of go pretty easy for me. I felt like I was able to progress on it, and I did get it done pretty, you know, in a good amount of time. And I took a couple of months off from working on it every single week or day. I never worked on it like every single day. I would do kind of a whole bunch of stuff, and then I would kind of work on it. But I can tell you, let me see. No, it was before Mania. No, it was after that. But Hello Pumpkin, okay, so I started it at the end of February and I finished it August 15th. So, yeah, I mean, it was less than 6 months, but I took at least a month and a half, if not 2 months off. I know I didn't work on it in May during Mania, and then I don't think I really worked on it in June. I think it was really July and August. So yeah, I mean, I feel like if I can find a way to break it up into something that makes it more manageable, it's something that I want to keep stitching on and, you know, do that. Hello Dear is going to be starting at the end of this month. I don't know if the way it's going to be broken out is going to be the same way. I don't know how, we'll see. I would like to try to make that work with my kind of way, but we'll see. Okay, so then I have 2 whips. So first of all, this is my Paine Free Crafts Sal. I have not finished Kraken yet, but I've got a lot more done. I've got all the stitching, I just need, and some of the back stitch, but I need to do, there's a couple other colors besides black, and I need to do those and get this kind of filled out. But I've got the black done, and I need to do those other. So I'm still a little behind of where I wanted to be, but I'm starting these other things, and I've got some stuff that I want to do for gifts. So this is kind of taking a back burner to that. I don't know if I'll get done by the end of the year, but I'm definitely still, I still like this and I still want to keep doing it. So I will get this done this weekend and I will get Elle started, but I don't know, I'm not sure 1 a week is really going to be doable, but with the other stitch longs and everything, so we'll see. But anyway, so this is Kraken. As you can see, it's the squid with this ship that it's got kind of tearing apart. There's a mast up here and the sail, and so the back stitch will kind of bring that out more, and yeah. So this is Paine Free Crafts, that's Paine, and they're in the UK. It's a digital pattern. It's released, each letter is released every other week. It's a year-long stitch-along as well. It started in January and it will end at the end of December. I think R was just released last weekend, so S will be next. And yeah, I'm excited to kind of move along and get some more on it. This is on, oh, I didn't say, yeah, I did. This is on 32 count white Jobelan, and I got this this was actually the first thing I ordered. This fabric was one of the first things I ever ordered from Fire Poppies. I had seen them on, I had seen Susan on a podcast. I'd heard her talk about the shop and everything, and then I also saw Garrett, Coffee Stitcher, talking to Susan, or not talking to Susan, but talking about Fire Poppies, and so I had ordered from them, and I've continued to order from them, and I love them. They are very great. I have some haul from them as well. So, that is the status of that one. I know that one's pretty popular with people. That's the one I get the most comments about. I like that. I mean, it's a really cool pattern, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it when I'm done. If I want to just frame it or maybe do kind of like a wall hanging, I don't know. I feel like it could look really cool as kind of like a wall hanging type thing, but it's going to be pretty big. So, okay, now this next one is my little fox. So the name, the Etsy description of this pattern is like fox something, and then the pattern itself is named like X061. So it is not a super descriptive name, or like a particular, it's number 61, basically. But this fox, I have done quite a bit of changes on this one from the original pattern. This was originally like a dark gray. It's actually this color that's up here, this like black, dark gray. I don't remember the color. Maybe it's 5. I don't know. But I changed it out for Threadworks, and this dark green variegated floss that I did that, and then I did it up here. I think it looks great. I really love that. I also changed the orange of the fox. It was a bright orange, and I changed it to a more of a reddish color, and I'm happy with that. So mostly I have been doing this. So I finished up all of this in the bottom here. I did this little leaf thing. I did this whole thing, which is done. And then I've been working on these golden little plants over here. So the plan, so there is another, it's like this kind of leaf, but it's bigger and it goes kind of like up here, and it's a darker green, but not as dark as this. That's charted, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. I've done some letters, and I'm gonna do baby and then their last name, because this is a gift I'm giving one of my friends, and I think it'll fit. I've measured it, should fit pretty well with their last name, and I've kind of charted it in like a cursive script that I've used before for this kind of thing. So I am trying to get this done this weekend as well. I'm pretty close though, because I've just really got to finish this up and then fill, and then the names. I think, I don't know, maybe I'll pick a different color to do the names, or maybe I'll use the fox's orange and the green, maybe. We'll see. I'm not sure on the colors yet that I'll do that for, but yeah, I have really enjoyed this. It's a pretty nice, easy stitch. I've enjoyed doing the kind of outline and fill method, which is what I prefer to do when I have big blocks of color like this. So I have been doing that. Like up here, I stitched full stitches all the way up to this stem, and then when I got to the blade, I guess, of the leaf, I outlined in half stitch all the way around, and then I came back and I started filling, and then I will finish filling that up, and then yeah, so I did the same thing with the fox down here, and then I didn't do that with the variegated floss down here, but you could, because the top color is really what you see, so it's not really going to be a big difference. But this is 18 count white Aida. This is one of the, it's just like from Michael's, it was in the big tubes. So the last 2 times I've gone to my Michael's, the one that's closest to me, they have like 11 count in a big tube, and they moved the fabric, and they don't, it looks like the wall, it looks like they're going to be carrying less fabric, less stitching fabric than they were. There's still a spot for like 18 and 16 count, but I haven't seen it. They've just had like the big tube of 11 and then some other 14s, and like a 14, some colors that are 14. But yeah, so I would like to get some more of the big white aida that's in the tubes like that, because I use that for different projects like this, or different things. But we will, hopefully it'll come back at some point. And yeah, so that's all my stitching progress of what I've done this week. But I have some more things to go over. So first of all, we have haul. So I think I've got most of the things in already that I've ordered. So I don't know that I think I ordered from Top Knot Stitcher, and I did a pre-order for something. So I'm waiting on that. But otherwise, and then I have some fabric orders out. Yeah. So that, but those are going to take some while because it's, you know, the delays and everything and all that. So, so I got a little dimensions kit. I have no idea when I'll do this, but I'll probably do it on a different fabric. But I do like dimensions kits. This is a little owl on a cactus. So this will be another piece that I can add to my I'll be stitching Sal that Becca Sambry Stitches and I are doing when I get to doing this one, this little owl on top of a cactus. So it's on, the kit comes with 14 count ivory aida and you know, all of the floss pre-sorted. So I will probably switch out to a different fabric because I like aida. But 14 count is just not my favorite to stitch with 2 threads. And I also, the fabric that you get in these kits, the margins is pretty small most of the time. So I like having a little bit more to work with wiggle room wise. In some of the ways I finish stuff, it makes it a little bit easier. So that's that one. Okay, I ordered from a new shop. I mean, they've been around for a while, but this is the first time I've ordered from them. So this is from Garon Stitchery, which is Gary and Ronnie. Gary's on Sunshine Stitchers, and Ronnie does the sewing and all that for their Garon tote bags and grime guards and all of that. So they have opened up, they have a new website, and they're doing they have full online needlework shop. They have floss, they have charts, they have all sorts of stuff. So go check them out. I ordered a few things from them. This was a dyer that I hadn't, they're not dyeing fabric, but they are selling different fabric. They have, I think they have some color and cotton, they have some different Weeks Dye Works, they have some different things. And so that's, and then they have Mountain Air hand-dyed fabrics. And so I bought, this is Earth and Sky is the name of it, and it is a 18 count aida and a fat quarter of it. So this is a blue with some hints of like gold brown, which is really pretty. I think this is, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I really do like it. It's a gorgeous color. It's got, you know, great variegation to it, and I am excited to have some more 18 count from somebody else to put in my ever-growing fabric boxes. And I also ordered from them a couple other things. I ordered, this is a pattern, this is Dog's Declaration from Ink Circles. I've seen several people doing this. Kristen on Steel City Stitchers has been doing this, and hers is gorgeous. She's pretty far along. I know she's at least reached the sides, and I think she's done most of the bottom. I don't remember, but it's really a pretty chart. It's big. It is 243 by 315. So she's not a tiny chart. It's charted to be on 36 count linen with 2 threads over 2. No, 1 ply. So one thread over 2. Yeah. So this is. And the chart, the model is stitched with Valdani thread, and Garon also had the thread pack, so you could get the thread that goes along with it, which is what I did. I haven't used Valdani before, but I thought this would be a good time. It's very variegated, and you're gonna have there's just it's a highly variegated floss, from what other people have said, and there is a DMC conversion, but it says DMC-ish, so it's not going to be the same, but it is charted for 36 count, and it's 1/2. Maybe I will do this on 40 count verdal. That might work. So the charted is Tycho by Picture This Plus. I've been kind of thinking about this, but I don't really have fabric that... I'm not a huge fan of linen because of the slubs and the unevenness of it. It's, I have some pieces that I'm stitching on it, and I have finished one thing on linen. But I prefer an even weave, and getting a 36 count even weave is kind of hard. I think Fabric Flare makes it one, but there's not a whole lot. It's not a commonly found count, so I am interested to see if maybe I could make a 40 count work. I'm sure it would, it would be just smaller. I probably will need more than a fat quarter because 315 is still pretty big, but we'll see. Anyway, this is Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles. I thought about doing a September start of it, and then I was like, I've got so many other things. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't even have fabric that I really want to do it on yet. So I almost think like a really light, like a white or something, it may just be good on white. But because there's so many colors in it, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's that. And so I also bought 2 grime guards from them. They are really super thick. I haven't used them before for grime guards, but they had some that I just really wanted. This is like a pages of a book type of fabric to it. I'm not going to take it out of the thing. And then the other one I got is, these are books. So it is like, spines of a book. I thought that was really cool. I love to read. I love books. So this was definitely something that I wanted to do. And I'm going to put at least one of them, I think the book one, I'm going to put on my fantasy alphabet piece because, you can't have books without an alphabet, maybe. That's true. So anyway, okay, so that was my purchase from them, and I also bought, so my Fortnite Fabrics of the month for August came in, and it was like maybe the last day of August, which I was super surprised because they had trouble getting 32 count even weave in Lugana. Yeah, I think this is Lugana. And so I was expecting it to be in September. I didn't think that they would have it at all, and I didn't even see the email. I got an email that it had shipped, but it didn't register in my brain. But so I get their neutral and their colorful. The neutral this month is called Panther Cap, I think. But it's a really gorgeous taupe, brown, gray, kind of a little closer to the brown side of taupe. But yeah, really great variegation to it. And yeah, it is really pretty. But yeah. And then I also, the colorful came in as well, because they come in the same package. But this is Gladiolus, which is a gorgeous light orange, kind of golden yellow kind of color to it, and it is just stunning. I will definitely find something for this. And yeah, so I think last month, maybe, I don't know, in the last couple of months they had tea rose, so I think it was originally just going to be rose, but by the time they got to it, they realized they already had 3 other pink, red colors, and they decided to change it to a tea rose, which is yellow rose, which is a gorgeous bright yellow color. And I showed it I think last week. This is a lot more kind of like golden, like a light orange kind of color to it. And so yeah, I am really looking forward to that. There's several of their new colors of their so they released their second permanent collection, which is so the fall winter, yeah. So it's called A Southern Spread, and they have some really gorgeous colors in there. They still have really great colors in this the spring summer collection, Boho Desert, which I have bought a couple of those, and I think I keep thinking, oh, I need to go back and I need to do that. And I haven't done it yet. But there's quite a bit that I'm like, oh, I wanna get that, and I want to do that. So I also got I participated in Friday Night Fight Night, not last weekend, 2 weeks ago, 2 Fridays ago, I think it was. Yeah, and I got 1 piece of Jobelan, which is hibiscus. I already have some hibiscus. It's in a Lugana, but it's just a really great fabric. It's this great purple and kind of it's kind of like a, I don't know what it's like a super light yellow that's not even really yellow, but like more like, maybe like a cream, or like a, not cream, but like a off-white, or it's not really eggshell, but like, like it's got a little bit like a super light tan yellow kind of color to it is the other, and then this purple pink purple color. It's amazing. I love this color. There was another piece that I tried to get. It wasn't of this. I think it was Stellar. And it was so gorgeous, and I was second up on it, and so the person that was first up did not want to give it up, so more power to ya. I also got from her she's doing silks now, and so when she has a Silk of the Month club that you can join as well, and she does a silk, some silks on Friday Night Fight Night, and there's different amounts of them. She released a black, which is called Cauldron, and I got this last time. It's super gorgeous, and I got 100 yards. Yeah, 100 yards of it. So I'm going to be using this on several projects. I think I'm going to use it, like, just put it in instead of 310 in some things, and just give it a little bit extra, a little bit more to it. It's really beautiful. And I also, it wasn't part of the Friday Night Fight Night giveaways, because Brandy does giveaways on the weekends, on Saturdays. If you buy something from her website, or you make an order or something like that, then she puts up, also Friday Night Fight Night. If you do that, then that Saturday you can enter into the giveaways. But if you do the other weekends, she does them as well. But you have to have ordered from the website, and placed an order or something like that. So I did that. Wait a minute. I don't think I've got that one yet. I think this was from Friday night. I think I've won silks two times in a row that I have entered. Because I think this was before, maybe not. I don't remember. But I won a silk, at least one, that has reached me, and I think this is Through the Stones, but it's a 50-yard skein. I love a lot of her colorways, and the silks are no exception. I have not joined the Silk of the Month Club. I don't know, maybe in the future. I love the fabric, and I'm going to go from there. We'll see. But I haven't decided to do that yet. Okay, next thing, I made an order from Fire Poppies again. And they sent me a little Stitchy kindness as well. They had a beautiful little note in there for me about their appreciation for my continued support of them. I've bought from them several times over the last since the summer when I first learned about them, and they sent me this really pretty, really cute little needle minder that has their logo, and it says, it's kind of a big deal, or I'm kind of a big deal to my LONS, which is local online needle shop. So and that was kind of that's part of what their note was about, is, that they love to be, if you have an LNS, that's great. If you don't have an LNS, that's great too. They want to be kind of like everyone's LNS, that they'll be happy to order things and do all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited. I have, there's a few things that I'm like, oh, I think I should get them. I'm sure they'd love to do that, or they would order that for me, and those kinds of things. So, and I'm really happy to get this new needle minder and put that out there and get it on some different things. So, so what I got from them, I didn't get any patterns, shocking, but I mostly got some DMC, I got some needles and some beads. Most of this is for that blueberry from Singy Stitch that I showed last week. I want to get her started sometime soon, so I went ahead and got I think I got all the DMC and some of the beads. There was, I think, one that they didn't have that I need to get at some point, but yeah. So I will, and I also got some DMC for some other things. There's like a Winter Cardinal Biscornu that from Tiny Modernist that I had, and I wanted to get that kitted up because I would like to get that stitched. Part of my Christmas plans, maybe not. I'm not planning to give it away. I'm planning to keep it, but yeah. So, and that's it as far as all my haul / Stitchy kindness, and I did. So I do have some of the Fabric of the Month things coming at some point for September, but there may be delays from that. I did my what's it called? Nest Egg. I'm doing Threadworks from Trisha. Sorry. a mixed, almost accident, but we're good. Okay, so next up I want to show, this is kind of plans. So Erin, the 2 Martini Stitcher, is doing no, I don't think it was Annie. Maybe. She's doing she's starting her first ever Mirabilia on the 22nd of September, which is I think it's the autumn equinox? Maybe not. But it's the start of fall. I think it's the start of fall because the pattern she's doing is touching the autumn sky. And so, which was like it's the out of print chart that I think was one of her unicorn charts. And she is going to be starting that, and she's starting it with somebody else, and I'm blanking on the name. And it's the first time they're ever doing any Mirabilias. And so they wanted to do a stitch along for it with anybody else that's doing, they're not both doing the same Mira, but anybody else that wants to do their first Mira or just wants to start another Mira. So they have a couple, they haven't figured out, I think, the hashtag for if it's not your first. They've got the first one figured out, but anyway. So I have quite a few that I have collected in the last year already, and quite a few that I have kitted up and would like to get started. So I am taking this opportunity to fully enjoy that. So the plan that I'm going to be starting on the 22nd is Miss Cherry Blossom, which is a gorgeous geisha pattern by Mirabilia. This is a 2017 pattern, so it's only a couple years old, and she just put out another geisha, Miss Dancing Blossom, or Dancing Flowers, I think, that is another geisha it's like on a green background, but it's also really gorgeous. So I talked about this a while ago, and I have decided on the fabric. So the pattern calls for Touch of Pink Linen by Bewitched. So it's a light pink, very pretty fabric. I'm going in a completely different direction. And this is Daffodil by Fortnite Fabrics. And it is this gorgeous orange, yellow burst of color that is, I think, going to be super great for this pattern. So here's the floss that goes along with it. Should have got the board. But that is, there's a few colors, I guess, that are kind of close, but I don't think the way the colors work, so some of this, I think the only real danger I'm gonna have is this orange here at the front of her dress, but otherwise I don't think we're gonna have any problems of things disappearing or anything like that, and I don't think that we're really gonna have that problem. One, I think my plan is to orient it where you have some of the more yellow portion on that side. So like here would be where her dress is, and so you won't, it's not gonna be in a giant orange spot. So I'm not gonna do it like this where you would have the giant orange spot. I think if anything I would do it like that way so you don't have it. But anyway, so yeah, I'm super excited to get this started on the 22nd. Again, this is the fabric of the month. I think it was from March, but that is a guess. I think it was March. Yeah. So this is Fortnite Fabrics Daffodil, and yeah. If you haven't seen it, that's Derek and Christian. They did a two-part interview, or well, it was one interview that they split into two parts, but they did it with Stitchmania, the talk show, which is Garrett and Katie from the Stitchmania Facebook group. They are doing a new talk show interview kind of, it's not really Flosstube, but it's, you know, kind of a Stitchy related interview of people, and they sometimes some of their episodes are not going to have interviews. It's going to be, I think they talked about being like half and half, but they're going to have each other. They're going to talk about different Stitchy related things. They do like a hashtag of the week, or they don't post every week, but a hashtag of the episode maybe, that is what they, you know, something that they, you know, another hashtag that you can follow on Instagram, to kind of keep up with what's going on in the Stitchy world and different things. So, like I think last week they talked about, I think was it Katie's maybe, that was like subversive cross stitch, the hashtag. You know, you can get different, or maybe it was Garrett, I don't remember. But yeah, anyway, so they did a Married with Stitches / Fortnite Fabrics did a interview with them, and it's up on there, and they dropped a sneak peek, or not a peek, but a hint about their plans for next year as far as the Fabric of the Month clubs, because you can do colored or colorful or neutrals, and it sounds like they're going to be doing some interesting things. So go check that out if that's something that you want to find out more about. It was in part 2, I think, of the interview, but they're not too long, and they're hilarious. There's just, they're just, it's funny. Part 2 also has, it's kind of like some well, they're not really outtakes, but there's some candid moments, I'll put it that way. But yeah, they were great. So I am really happy to be stitching on a piece of Fortnite fabric. I have quite a bit, but this will actually, I think, be the first thing I'm starting on it. And I really need to figure out some other stuff. I've got like it kitted up and stuff, but I just haven't kitted up. I just haven't started those projects. So, well, I said it would be shorter, and it is not an hour, so it is shorter than last week, but I still took a long time to talk. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to say goodnight and farewell. I still don't have a sign off that I've figured out yet, because I keep forgetting about it until the end when I'm just rambling now. But anyway, go check out my last video and check out the end if you're interested in the giveaway that I'm doing for my 500 subscribers, reaching that mark. And it's not going to be closed yet. It'll be till the next one that I do. And yeah, so go check that out. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments. I may talk about them on the video like I did with the quotes, or I could do something a little bit more, or I could just respond to it if it's something that's quick and simple or something like that. So anyway, talk to you all later. Bye.